The college football semifinals are here. The Fiesta Bowl between 6th-ranked Ole Miss and number 10 Miami. Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, right here on TSN. Coverage begins, as I mentioned, at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. Let's go to Arizona, where our football reporter Farhan Lalji is covering the Fiesta Bowl for us. Canadian defensive end Akheem Mesidor putting on a show against Ohio State last week. So what do you think he can do for an encore this week against Miami, Farhan?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to imagine the way this guy's playing right now. Mesidor is just getting better and better. And it's not just him, Jay. It's the other defensive end on the other side, Ruben Bain Jr. The two of these guys both have first-round grades in the upcoming NFL draft. And in the first two playoff games, they've combined for 7.5 sacks. They had 19 during the season. And look, there's a couple of ways to look at this, because when you look at who they've dominated in these first two playoff games, you look at the offensive lines for both Texas A&M and Ohio State. Those were top 10 units in terms of win rate and pressure rate and things of that nature. Ole Miss's offensive line isn't as good, so potentially they could be even more dominant. However, there's this quarterback on the other side named Trinidad Chambliss, who is an outstanding story, and this guy is the most dynamic dual-threat quarterback they have faced. He's thrown for over 300 yards 8 times. He's rushed for 520 yards, just 3 interceptions thrown this season. Miami head coach Mario Cristobal says when you watch this guy on film, he can do it all. He is a limitless player. And it's fascinating to me that just 17 months ago, this guy was battling for a starting job at the Division II level. And when he started his first game, it didn't go so well. And here he is now on the verge of leading Ole Miss to a national title appearance. An amazing story. We'll see if Mesidor can make sure it doesn't have a good ending.
Well, and the other big reason everyone's rooting for Ole Miss, as you know, Farhan, is that Lane Kiffin just hung them out to dry at the end of the season, decided he was heading to LSU. So Ole Miss gets this far without Kiffin. Now they might be without additional coaches this week. Tell us how that might impact them on Thursday.
Yeah, Jay, it might not be as bad as originally feared, because when you look at the offensive side, 4 coaches are expected to follow Kiffin to LSU, and last week, and they were at LSU helping with their recruiting. Ultimately, Kiffin let 2 of them come back and coach in this game, including offensive coordinator Charlie Weiss Jr. So, bit of good news there. And Joe Judge, the quarterback coach and assistant head coach for Ole Miss, used to be the head coach with the Giants back during COVID, and he compared it to that situation where on a week-to-week basis you just didn't know what you were going to have in terms of players or coaches, so you had to be prepared. Pete Golding, the new head coach at Ole Miss, has said that, look, this isn't the old days when I used to coach at the Division II level and the staffs were small. We've got 13 coaches on the offensive staff currently that are in meetings all week, including 9 that have been here all season. So these guys know what to do, and the players themselves, they don't really care necessarily who's coaching them. They just want to believe in the plan, and they believe the plan is a good one.
Ole Miss looking to play in their first national championship since 1962. Miami looking to play in their first national championship game since 2002. Farhan Lalji, enjoy Arizona, my friend.
Will do, buddy.
Okay, and don't forget, we have the other semifinal on this network as well. You know what that other semifinal is? I'll tell you. It's Oregon and Indiana, the 5th-ranked Ducks against Indiana in the Peach Bowl. The Hoosiers trying to reach the national title game for the first time ever. The Ducks will try to get back there for a 3rd time since 2010. TSN, as I mentioned, has this one for you as well. The coverage begins at 7:30 Eastern on Friday.